Hi there, I'm Ken Lammers. Welcome to Minor League Matters. And this week we are going through soccer logos and trying to choose the best minor league soccer logo. We've been through the USL, both East and Western conferences, and chosen the best from each conference. We've been to the PDL and chosen the best out of the entire league. And we've been to the NPSL and chosen the best out of that entire league. So now today we've got the NWSL, the National Women's Soccer League, which really isn't a minor league, um, but they've got some cool logos, so we're going to go through them anyway and throw them in with everything else. By the way, given a choice between watching the MLS and watching NWSL, you should watch the NWSL. The games are better, there are less faked injuries, and it's just better all around. Actually, the commentary is better even. Uh, it was amazing. Uh, had watched them a lot, or watched them a fair number of matches last year, and watched their championship match, and it was good. It was really good, actually. It got a little bit rougher than you see in guys' games, and but the women just get up and keep playing, which is refreshing. The NWSL does a lot of things better than MLS does. I watched their draft this last week, and I watched Major League Soccer's draft, at least parts of them. And I can tell you who the number one pick from the NWSL was. That was Andy Sullivan. The NWSL did a very professional, very well done draft. A draft that made sense. Unlike the MLS's super duper fragilistic expialidocious draft, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The NWSL's does because they're drafting out of college, and they are, pretty much they're the big dog on the block. So, when they're drafting, there isn't going to be somewhere like the Premier League come in and snatch somebody away from them if they're halfway decent. Uh, but the main thing I remember, like I said, Andy Sullivan got the first draft pick for the Washington Spirit out of, and so know that. Have no clue who the first draft pick was in Major League Soccer because as they started to call the name, the crowd broke into "Save the crew, save the crew, save the crew," and Major League Soccer is just wedded to the idea and notion of going down that sinkhole, and they're just going to keep going, no matter how bad it is for their for their reputation, for everything, you know. And apparently, after the fans started yelling "Save the crew," they sent thugs to tell them to go shut up, or else get kicked out. Good fan service there, guys. Um, okay, but that's story for another day. I've already partially done that story before. Today we are talking about the National Women's Soccer League and their logos. They have some really cool logos. So, well, let's get cracking. Okay, so here we start out with the first three. We've got, we're just going to eliminate the Orlando Pride pretty much right off the bat, right? That color scheme is not a good color scheme. It's not bold, it doesn't pop. I'm sure it was selected because they are female colors, and you can take that either as recognizing women as unique or being condescending, whichever way you feel like taking it, right? Maybe the women that wear it really like those colors. I don't know. But even outside of the colors, it's a circle logo. That's a strike against most of them. And that thing in the center, I have no idea what that is, and I don't think anybody else knows what that is either. So other than some people in Orlando, so we're just gonna sweep that one off the offside exit stage left. We get the Boston Breakers. It is your basic wave over the top of whatever. This case, soccer ball. It is an extremely well drawn logo, breakers across the top and everything. And I'm not sure what the history is in Boston that gets breakers, teams named breakers there. But if I recall right, the old USFL team that was in Boston was a breakers team as well. But okay, so that's there. And then we get the Utah Royals FC, which I think is affiliated with Real Salt Lake and Real Monarchs. Um, However, Utah Royals, through the grace of God or good sense on their own part, did not realized that they were not given the imprimatur of the Spanish royal family, so they didn't stick real on the beginning of their name, uh, thinking that they are Real, right? Okay, haven't gotten that rant out of me. Looking at this logo, it is a good, solid logo. The lion on there actually appears to be a lioness, which is impressive that they would distinguish that way. Uh, the crown looks good. The color scheme's good. Uh, for that kind of maroonish red with gold, yellow, and blue, it works really well. Even for a circle logo, it works really well. So, as you might guess, that's the one I think is best off this page. Here we go with four more. The Houston Dash, that's just kind of mediocre to hot mess, somewhere in that zone. We've got a soccer ball, we've got uh, light blue surrounded by light orange, bad color scheme. Uh, the blue lines, I guess, are supposed to be fading to the right to indicate speed. Um, I don't know. It doesn't work. I'm sorry to say. The next one, Sky Blue FC. Uh, that's a pretty good shield. I like the fact that it has a unique way of splitting the shield in half. I actually think it would be better if they did not have their name on it. I think it would probably just be better with the colors broken across like that. The blue star over the top is neither here nor there. It's kind of not necessary. It may have some sort of import or symbolic meaning, but it doesn't work as well with the shield. The shield stands by itself. It's a pretty good logo. The Washington Spirit, of course, is the DC thing, right? You choose General Washington's, family crest, star on the top, stripes at the bottom, or you could just say it comes from our flag, red, white, and blue. The spirit across it. Uh, it's pretty decent. The only thing on it is this thing down at the bottom, which I assume is supposed to be a soccer ball. But gotta tell you, the first time I saw it, I thought it was a cosmonaut's helmet. I don't know, but if that's supposed to be a soccer ball, that is a terrible rendering of a soccer ball. And then we get over here to the really kind of cool one, the Seattle Reign, where we have a queen standing, popping out of the shield with her crown coming up the top, her face there, kind of an abstract, but not too abstract, understandable logo, which is going to be unique on a soccer jersey, and this is by far the best logo on this page. And that leaves us with these three. We've got North Carolina Courage, which I like the color scheme still. Uh, it's just not enough of a separation on that shield between the red and the blue. They didn't do the star popping out the top like the North Carolina FC does. So the shield's not really very unique. And not sure. I like the name. I really like the name. But I'm not sure what that's supposed to be at the bottom. If it's a bobcat or a mountain lion or if it's just Felix domesticus. I don't know what that is. It needs to go away. Uh, it's just not good, folks. This is the worst logo on this page. Chicago Red Stars is a pretty good logo. Obviously, it follows Chicago's flag. you've ever seen any kind of shows about Chicago, you see the flag everywhere, blue and white stripes, red stars. Um, it's a pretty good solid logo that stands as obviously a Chicago logo. And then we get the Portland Thorns, green circle with black on the inside, green thorns woven in a circle, and a red rose in the middle, Portland Thorns written around it. And I gotta say, I think that's the best of these three. It's just kind of, it is a bold logo, and I think it stands out better than the other two. Definitely more than the North Carolina Courage, but I think it edges out the Red Stars as well. So that leaves us with these three: the Portland Thorns, the Seattle Reign, and the Utah Royals. And I got to tell you, this is a tough choice because all of these are really cool, very different logos that stand on their own. If I was just doing all the logos in soccer, ran them up by some sort of bracketing system, these would all go pretty doggone far in the brackets unless they ran up against each other. Okay, but I've got to make some choices somewhere. Seattle Reign, well, I really like the logo, I really like it, the way it looks and pops out and all that, and the way the crown comes up across the top. Never been a big fan of the blue and gray color scheme, and I think that kind of affects this. So color scheme's not the strongest in the world. I've not seen it on a kit, so I don't know how it works there, but it's not the strongest of the logo standing alone. Portland Thorns have a really good logo here. Their problem, of course, is that they're using dark colors on a black background, so you have to really look to even see what you're looking at. And I think that hurts this one. I'm not saying go with a lighter green because I don't think that would work as well, but the black background just doesn't work as well, and it kind of detracts from all this. And that leaves us, ladies and gentlemen, with the best of the best from the National Women's Soccer League, Utah Royals FC. I almost can't say enough about this logo. I really like the color scheme. I like the fact that it appears to be a female lion rather than a male lion, so somebody put some thought into it. I like the crown in there. I like the fact that they avoided using real in their name. This is just a good, extremely solid logo. So that's the one I'm going to tell you is the best out of the National Women's Soccer League. So that's it for today, folks. Tomorrow or the next one will be, the best of all of them compared. It'll be really short, but best of all of them compared. And if you have any comments, leave them below. Tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me why I'm right. Tell me what I don't understand. Tell me something. I will try to read them, but I cannot promise to reply. My boss at my day job actually expects me to work. I don't understand that incredibly, but I do try to fulfill his expectations so that I keep getting the paychecks. Beyond all that, if you like what you see here, if you like this one, hit like. If you like what you see around here, generally hit subscribe. Subscriptions always help. It also helps if you watch every single video here 50, 120 times because apparently now we have to get, if I ever want to get to the point that I can make any money off this and quit the day job, it's got to be a gazillion people watching 1 million hours. I don't know the exact thing. But with all that gone, I just got one piece of advice to y'all. Go watch some minor league sports. See you tomorrow.